Hey, it's the King once again, coming to you guys, telling you some true ghost stories from my life experiences. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button and let's get right into it. So, flashback here to when I was, I think I was 24, 25 at the time. And at the time I was living in, I was homeless. Then didn't nobody know about it too much. I went homeless for a little bit. Had to find a place to stay. My brother let me stay with him. So, and staying with him, I didn't know the house he stayed in was very creepy and haunted also. So here's my experience in his house. So basically, I stayed on one side of the place, and he stayed on the other side. So while I'll never forget this night, sleeping, I was turning, you toss and turn in the bed. So I tossed a few times, turned, I was laying on my side, and all of a sudden, I hear a scream right next to my ear, a woman scream, and me reacting to it, I swung around trying to hit whoever it was. It was a loud scream, definitely a woman's scream in my ear. So I swung around, jumped on the bed, standing straight up. So I was standing straight up on the bed in a fight stance, ready to fight. And nothing was there, nothing. I was the only one there. But sure as day, you're hearing my voice right now. That was a scream, like a screech in my ear from a woman. Now, of course, after that, I did not go back to sleep because my mind, I'm always trying to be logical about things and saying, like, hey, what was all this? Why am I getting screamed at by some unseen force or something? So, whatever spirit, demon, ghost, didn't seem too happy with me laying back there in the bed at the time. So that was a very scary incident for me. Sent chills up my spine. Didn't really go back to sleep well the next few nights. Never happened again, but I didn't stay there that long after that. So that was a creepy experience. True ghost story. True paranormal experience there. One. Now, next one. This is when I was still a teenager. And I know some of you guys out there probably heard of sleep paralysis, where you can't move, but you can see, you can still look around, you still have awareness of where you are. So this happened to me one time in my life. And I'll never forget this either. Because, all of a sudden I woke up and everything was cold in the room. Now the room was ice cold, which is already strange, which if you do a study on that, you will see how dark spiritual energy, negative energy can drain the area and cold spots and cold. But the room was very cold and I couldn't move. And then I tried to sit up, I tried to move, I couldn't move, but I can see and I knew where I was, couldn't move my head. And it felt like something was on me. It didn't feel it felt like something was holding me down. And so I'm sitting up there, my heart beating fast, and I was just looking like, oh my God, man, what is, I was praying I didn't see anything while I was froze like this. Because imagine me seeing something standing there. I call it if you do a Google search on the old hag encounter, where sleep paralysis is another part of that, where people see this old hag and this dark shadow man. So anyway, if I would have saw Miss Old Hag, I wouldn't be talking to you guys right now. I probably would have had a heart attack at a young age, and they would have been saying, hey, what happened? And then he just had a heart attack at age 16. So I didn't see anything, but what I did, I started praying. And I started just praying. And I kept praying. and I kept trying, and then eventually I moved, but I finally was able to get up, move, but I moved so fast I fell off the bed. So I tried to jump off the bed, ran out of the room, and ran to the living room. So it was strange because the room was ice cold. Now keep this in mind: the room was ice cold, but the house was normal temperature. So that was very strange to me, very very eerie. So that does happen. I know if you went through sleep paralysis, leave me a comment. Let me know what was your experience with it. Now here's the final story this go around this weekend of the true ghost stories experiences from me. Now I had a friend. His name was Mark. A good guy, good dude. Give a shout off his back. And we was all of us together. We had a big get together, so we ended up at his house, ended up talking to everybody leave. So I'm like too tired to drive and everything. So I stayed there with him. And he told me that he sees this little girl in the house, his house, some little girl or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And because I'm already used to experiencing things anyway, but I didn't want to hear all of that, of course. So. But one thing he didn't tell me, though, which I'm going to get to, is he would get scratched by unseen forces. And me, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So in this particular night, it was in the morning. I fell asleep. He fell asleep in the recliner. And I wake up and you glance over at somebody. And I was stretching, glance over. Now, Mark, when he had on this, of course, he had a regular shirt on. This was a black shirt, I remember. And I look at his arms, and he has scratch marks on his arms, all the way down, like somebody took a nail and went down his arm. And it was blood. It was a dry blood on the scratches. And I'm looking at this like I know this man not scratching himself, man. I've been knowing this man for years. So what is? I'm just trying to figure out. So I had nudged him. I said, hey man, I said, your arm, you have scratches all over your arm. And he looked down, he just said, oh yeah, that happens sometime. I'm like, so I'm looking at my arms now, like, hey, I don't want to be scratched up by whatever's scratching you. So that let me know he was telling the truth about whatever scratching. Now, if you do Google search on scratches, 3 scratches is demonic. Scratches on the body, especially 3 scratches, that's demonic. So I don't know. I know that he has told me things have been following him, but that was my personal experience in his house around him. So that's very creepy too, because I'm thinking to myself like, man, I don't know if I need to be coming back here. Don't want to get scratched up now. But but that's it for today. There's more stories coming. I do this every weekend, Saturday, Sunday. So if you like the story and you've had personal experiences too, I want to hear about. Leave a comment in the comment section. So you can also check out the other ghost stories by checking out the playlist. I created one with the other ghost stories I've talked about. So hit like, hit subscribe, and comment, and share with anybody that you think would enjoy ghost stories or paranormal experiences that make your hair raise, have a heart attack. So with that, I'll be talking to you guys later. It's King.